My name's Jess and I'm the physiotherapist for Welsh Triathlon. I'm here today to take you through a flow of mobility exercises to help to improve your flexibility and your performance for swimming, cycling and running. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start at the end of the mat and we're going to start with some mobility for the spine. So we're going to start by bringing your chin to your chest and then rolling vertebra by vertebra, segment by segment down towards the floor. So we're going to do 3 of each mobility exercise that we do. So we're going to start with chin to the chest. We're going to roll vertebra by vertebra down towards the floor. Slowly sliding your hands down your shins as far as you can go. Don't worry if you can't touch the floor. And then we're going to come back up. And when we come back up, we're going to roll our shoulders back and down and open up our chests. Chin to chest, rolling vertebra by vertebra, down towards the ground. And then back up slowly and roll your shoulders back and down. Last one, chin to your chest, rolling vertebra by vertebra, down towards the ground. And then back up. Roll your shoulders back and down. So next we're going to work on some flexibility for your hamstrings. So we're going to roll back down towards the ground. Tuck your right hand under your right foot, left hand under your left foot. And we're going to start by straightening out the right knee. So this is going to stretch through your hamstrings. And relax. Straighten out through the left knee. And relax, straighten out through the right knee, and relax, straighten through the left, and relax, straighten through the right, and relax, straighten through the left, and relax. Then we're going to straighten both knees and count for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Take out both hands from under your knees, under your feet, and then we're going to walk out into a plank. From here, you're going to drop your hips towards the floor, untuck your feet, and lean backwards to do a cobra. Then you're going to tuck your toes underneath you, soften your knees, push your head and chest through your arms to stretch through your lats, and then once you're in that position, try and straighten out the knees as much as you can to try and get yourself into a nice V. Then we're going to come back into a plank, drop the hips to the floor, head upwards, untuck the toes, and then tuck the toes under, soften the knees, push your head and chest through your arms, and then straighten out the knees. Bring yourself into a plank, drop your hips to the floor, untuck your toes, then soften the knees, push your head and chest through, and straighten the knees out. Great, bring yourselves back into a plank, and from here we're going to work on some mobility around the hips. So we're going to bring the right foot on the outside of the right hand, walk your foot forwards if you need to, and from here we're going to take the right hand towards the ceiling, and we're going to take the elbow towards the floor. Hand to ceiling, elbow to floor, hand to the ceiling, elbow to the floor. Then we're going to put the right hand on the outside of the right leg, and you're going to roll your leg out sideways and back to the middle. Roll your leg out sideways, so you're on the outer border of the foot. Back to the middle, roll your leg out sideways, and back to the middle. Place the hand down on the inside of the foot, walk the foot towards the left hand now, and a little bit back towards you, and bring the knee to the ground. In this position, you're going to stretch through the right buttock and the front of the left hip. You can either support yourself on the floor, or put your arms out to the side, as we bring ourselves chest towards your knee, your right knee, and then come back up. This time without the hands, I'm going to bring my chin down towards the floor and back up, and chin towards the floor, and back up. Placing my hands down, I'm going to then kick the right leg up in the air, in line with your body, and we're going to stretch through the calf. So you're going to start by raising your heel off the ground, toes towards the ceiling, and then dropping the left heel to the floor. Raising the left heel to the ceiling, dropping the heel to the floor, raising up to the ceiling, and dropping the heel to the floor. Then you're going to place your right foot down. We're going to do the same now on the left side. We're going to come into a plank, bring the left foot on the outside of the left hand. I'm going to start by taking the left hand towards the ceiling and elbow towards the floor. Hand to the ceiling, elbow towards the floor, hand to the ceiling, elbow towards the floor. Now place the left hand on the left knee. You're going to roll onto the outer border of the left foot and then back to the middle. Outer border of the left foot and back to the middle. Outer border of the left foot and back to the middle. Then you're going to place your left hand on the ground. You're going to walk your left foot towards your right hand, bring your heel slightly closer to your hip, and you're going to come to lean on your knee. Then you're going to, either with your hands on the ground or out in front of you to the side, you're going to drop to the floor and then come up tall. So you should feel a stretch on the right leg on the front of the hip and on the buttock on the left side. Down to the floor and up and then down to the floor. Great. Hands on the floor. Kick the left leg up in the air. So we're going to stretch through the right calf now. We're going to go up high onto tiptoes and push your heel to the ground. High onto tiptoes, heel down to the ground, high onto tiptoes, heel down onto the ground. Place your left foot down. We're just going to go through one vinyasa flow. So we're going to come down into a cobra, tuck your toes under, bend your knees to soften them to push your head and chest through, and then straighten through the knees. And then back into a plank. This time we're going to bring the right foot in between both hands. If you need to wiggle your foot forwards or creep it forwards because it's not quite forwards enough, then you can do so. Place the left knee on the ground and we're going to come up into a high kneeling lunge. So with your arms up in the air, hands gripped together, arms as close to your ears as possible, you're going to lunge forward over the right leg. Try not to arch your back too much, so try and tuck your bum underneath you. And then you're going to rock backwards so that the left buttock is sitting on the right heel. And then you're going to lunge forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards. And come up into a high kneeling lunge, and we're going to bend to the right to stretch through the left ITB and back to the middle. Bend to the right to stretch through the left ITB, back to the middle, bend to the right and back to the middle. Place both hands on the floor. You're going to take your right foot out behind you, back into a plank, bring the left foot in between both hands, walk or wiggle it into place as you need to. Place the right knee on the ground and again, arms up in the air. I'm going to lunge forwards onto the left foot and then drop back, taking your heel to your bottom. Lunge forwards onto the left foot and drop back, heel to bottom. Lunge forward onto the left foot and back, heel to bottom. And come up onto your knee now, and I want you to bend to the left to stretch through the right ITB, iliotibial bend. and back to the middle. To the left, and back to the middle, and to the left, and back to the middle. Place your hands on the floor, bring both knees out. I want you to jump or walk yourself so that your feet are just behind your hands, and we're going to stretch through the hips. So you're going to push both knees out into the hip, both hips, elbows out into the knees, and relax. Both elbows out into the knees, and relax, and one more time, and relax. Place your right hand on the floor, rotate up towards the ceiling, and down, up towards the ceiling, and down, and towards the ceiling, and down. Now repeat the same with the left, hand to the ceiling, and down, hand to the ceiling, and down, hand to the ceiling, and down. Great. Now we're going to come into kneeling. We're going to sit on our bottoms. We're going to start by stretching through the lats. So if you creep your hands out in front of you, just sneak back on the mat a little. So want to use your mat to get yourself to creep as far forward as you can. Put your head down, and we're going to stretch through the lats. We're going to place the right hand on the right ear, and then you're going to rotate your ear towards the ceiling, and down, up towards the ceiling, and down, up towards the ceiling. So this is stretching through the lat muscles, and down. Then you're going to bring the elbow in so it's underneath your shoulder, and we're going to repeat this. This time this is stretching through your thoracic spine, and to the ground, up to the ceiling, and the ground, ceiling, and ground. Place the left hand out in front of you, right hand out in front of you, left hand on your left ear, rotate to the ceiling, and down. Rotate to the ceiling, and down. Rotate to the ceiling, and down. Bring your elbow under your shoulder and repeat again for thoracic mobility. Elbow to the ceiling, and down. Elbow to the ceiling, and down. Elbow to the ceiling, and down. Now come up into sitting. I want to get you to tuck your toes underneath you. We're going to go through some stretching for the plantar fascia on the underside of the foot. This can get very tight with a lot of swimming, cycling and running. So we're going to stretch through the foot now for this. So you tuck your toes underneath you. For some this might be enough of a stretch. For others you might want to add additional stretch by adding more weight onto the stretch. And this can be done by touching back with your right hand and back to the middle. Left hand and back to the middle. Right hand and back to the middle. Left hand, back to the middle. Right hand, back to the middle. Left hand and back to the middle. Untuck your toes, give them a little bit of a wiggle. Then we're going to sit on our heels. We're going to now stretch through the front of the abdomen and the hips. We're going to place the right hand behind the right foot. The left hand, the thumb is pointing to the ceiling, and we're going to push through the hips to raise our pelvis up. As we do so, we're going to take the arm in the air and look at our left hand. And drop your hips to the floor. Up to the ceiling. And back to the floor. Up to the ceiling. And down to the floor. Place your left hand behind you. Right hand in the air, up to the ceiling, and down to the floor, up to the ceiling, and down, and one more, up to the ceiling, really extending through the hips, and down to the floor. Now I'm just going to turn to face you, to do some mobility around the hips. We're going to have the feet wider than the knees, which are wider than the hips, so you should be out in a diagonal. We're going to start by rotating our bodies and our knees to the right. In this position, you should have a right angle at the left knee, a right angle at the right knee. The right leg should be directly in front of you, the left leg should be, the knee should be in line with the hip. Place your left hand behind your left knee, right hand out to the back but beside you, and then you're going to lean back for a deep stretch in the front of the left hip. And back to middle. Leaning backwards. And back to middle. And one more time, leaning backwards. This is a really good exercise to do after running or biking to improve and open up the hips afterwards. Then we're going to place the hands in front of you and you're going to lower to the ground to stretch through the right buttock. And back to middle. Lean over, bringing your chest towards the floor. And back to middle. And one more. And back to middle. Now we're going to rotate the legs around and repeat this on the other side. So knees at 90, the right knee should be in line with the right hip, the left thigh should be directly facing forward. Place your right hand behind your right knee, left hand out and behind you on the left side, and then you're going to lean backwards and back to middle. Backwards. So as I said before, deep in the hip is where you should feel this, on the right side at the moment. And back to middle. Then hands out in front of you and lean forwards. And back to middle. Lean forwards. And back to middle. And forwards. And back to middle. Now we're going to get you to lie on your stomachs to stretch through the front of the pecs and the front of the hips and in the spine. So if you come and lie on your tummies, arms are out at 90 degrees. I want you to look to the right hand side. We're going to start by taking the right foot over the left foot. So you're trying to take the right foot towards the floor. And then you can use your right hand to push through a bit more to add additional stretch to the front of the left side of the chest, the pec. And then relax. And repeat. You should feel this really nicely in the pec, the front of the right hip, the left pec. And relax. And one more. And relax, and then we're going to repeat that the other way. So head turn to the left, left hand on the ground, right leg, left leg over right leg, push with your left hand to add additional stretch. And relax, and again, and relax, and one more. And relax. Then we're going to turn over onto our backs, so 180 degrees. Arms out and across, knees bent, feet together. We're going to roll both knees to the right. We're going to straighten out the right leg, the left leg, sorry. Place your right hand on your left knee and pull your knee towards the ground. So this is stretching through the side, on the left side and your left pec. At this stage your pec should be feeling nice and flexible. And then we're going to swap both knees to the left, straighten out the right leg, place the left hand on the right knee. Great, now you're going to lie on your side. So if we start with the right leg on top, you catch hold of your right foot, you bring the heel to the bottom, the right knee should be in line with the right hip, we don't want it forwards or up. you're going to bring your heel to your bottom to start by stretching through your quad. Then you're going to put your left foot on your right knee and you're going to push your knee to the ground. From there, I'd like you to pull your foot slightly towards the ceiling, so you're rotating the thigh down, and you'll find this will stretch slightly more to the outer side of the quadricep. So we're getting a quadricep and an ITB stretch here, and we're just going to hold. Great. Then we're going to sit up and turn 180 degrees, so we're lying on our right side. Left hand on your left foot, heel to bottom, right heel goes on your left knee, push your knee to the floor, and then lift the heel to the ceiling, which rotates the thigh to the ground. So again, quadriceps and ITB stretch here. I'm going to hold that. Excellent, and then we're going to come up into sitting. In sitting, we're going to cross our legs. We're going to start by sitting with your right hand underneath your right bottom cheek. We're going to take the left hand, place it on the right ear, and we're going to bring the left ear to the left shoulder. This is going to stretch through the upper traps of the shoulder, which you use for swimming, cycling and running. And we're going to hold that. Then we're going to nod the head slightly down, still keeping the side stretch, to stretch a different muscle in the back of the neck. And then we're going to swap sides, so we're going to sit on our left hand, and with our left hand underneath our left butter cheek, right hand on your left ear, bring your ear over to your shoulder, to stretch through the upper traps. And then nod your head slightly to stretch through your levator scapulae. And then relax and come into sitting. So I hope that you have found this mobility video useful. Please watch out for some further videos which will be posted in due course. Namaste.